we would have just finished that freaking bird level. Apparently we're 48% of the way through the game. Do I have money? Oh, I do. I got some money. Do I get money from being levels? I don't know. I don't know how that works. What do I want? Do I want anything? I don't want this. This sounds pretty difficult to use. This actually sounds really strong. I don't know. Like, where have you been all my life? This one I don't need, so I feel like I'm doing okay on parry now. Let's turn on invisible dash, because that sounds really strong. Like almost OP even. Where would that be? Here? Charm? Do I have shot B? Oh, I do have a shot B. Wait. Does that mean like the whole time? The whole time I could have had 2 guns? Wow. I have been... Well, maybe not. I was gonna say I've been sandbagging myself, but maybe not. Maybe... Well, we'll see how it goes. Okay, is this the next level? And then this is like... I guess the thing to the next world. Says he wants to get to 4, but like usually, if someone said that, you would expect them to be juggling 3 balls, right? Like I'm trying to get to 4, juggling 4 balls. Well, you know, so that means you're juggling 3 balls and you're working on 4, right? But this guy's juggling 2 balls. This is a level. This looks like a level. Probably, I want to do this before I do the tower, but I'm also curious. Like, I'm assuming the guy's gonna say like you can't pass until you do all the levels here. So, but I just want to see that. And then where actually maybe he'll play a catchy song.
I'm Mr. King Dice. I'm the greatest in the land.
He's actually playing the same song as last time, I think.
I'm the devil's right-hand man. I can't let you pass, cause you ain't done everything.
Oh no, it's a different song.
Those contracts, come on, bring them to the king. If you haven't finished your class, haven't worked assiduously, no, I cannot let you pass. Don't you mess with me.
I mean, it's the same melody, just different lyrics. I think it's different lyrics. I think, like, I mean, this time the lyrics are like, I can't let you pass, right? I assume last time when I met him, he did let me pass. So presumably, it was different lyrics. But I can't remember now.
It's on.
Ooh. I don't know how I feel about this level. Can I reach this? Obviously not. Why would you ever want to reach this? Can I reach this? Oh god. God. Except now I probably want to swap because I assume, yeah, he's going to alternate the cars. So probably, yeah, I want to swap to this now. Maybe I need to do this just to make things a bit easier for me. Okay. Is this... What the fuck? Oh god. Too much going on, man. But okay, it's not as bad as I thought. Now that I understand the pattern, I mean, it's... Oh shit. My mouth is going a lot further than I expected. Am I even damaging this guy, or is he invincible? I feel like he might be invincible. Oh wow. It's better to be up or down. I guess the down seems a little bit better for this section. Oh, come on. I wasn't thinking to this. Oh man. I'm panicking a little bit here. What do I need to do? I need to go this way. Is this to the Trump? Oh god! Man. Okay.
It's on!
I mean, one thing that I find iffy about this game design is that a lot of it is like... It's only... Well, it's not only, but it's... A lot of the challenge is just because you don't know what's going to happen. But once you know what's going to happen, you know. And so there's like... Oops. I mistracked whether I wanted to be up or down. I think it was Aaron Signal that made a similar analysis of the game Inside, where that the game has like a sort of pacing problem in that like there's some scenes that are supposed to be these dramatic chase scenes, but they're only dramatic if you do it right, in the sense of like you know what the hang on, sorry. I think I have to focus on this right now. Like the chase scene loses in Inside loses a lot of drama if you realize that there's actually not that much of a consequence for failing, right? Like if you mess it up, all that's gonna happen is that oh man, please die. All that happens is that you reset you like 3 seconds back, and so you lose almost no progress. And then you realize, oh, so there's actually no danger, so it's not like I'm just, you know... What the illusion that the game is trying to set up for you to make things exciting is the idea that you just barely survived, and... like... you just narrowly escaped. The dogs, you know, like if you were a little bit slower or whatever, the dogs would have killed you. But that's all illusion. Like, it's actually... It's set up so that if you just press the buttons vaguely at the right time, you'll be fine. And it's when it's these resets, respawns, like when you fail the mission and you come back, that make this more obvious. I felt like I made that jump. That wasn't fair. thing. I forget where I was going with the inside thing. Oh, yeah, okay, so this level, or a lot of levels in Cuphead, have that similar feeling of like, things are like scary and chaotic and you don't know what's gonna happen. Can I make this jump? I have to do a dash? I don't know how. Maybe I have to. Okay, I think I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna parry this, so then I'll be upside down, and then I dash. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, yeah, that was basically it. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Okay, that's what's gonna happen here. So do I jump through his normal mouth? Like, I don't want to fall into the bottomless pit and die here, but I don't know what. Okay. So yeah, so Cuphead has this issue where if you don't know what's gonna happen, it's gonna take you by surprise probably, and then you're gonna die. But that might not be a weakness so much in Cuphead. Like, that might be the intended gameplay experience, right? Whereas in Inside, you would not think that dying during a cutscene and then resetting and replaying the cutscene is the intended experience. Like, I think it's expected in the sense that, like, most people are going to die the first time through, but it doesn't seem intended.
This match will get red hot. Now go!
I think this boss fight is a reference to Mega Man. It's Mega Man 1, perhaps? I don't remember if it's Mega Man 1 or Mega Man 2. That was close. What the fuck? I did not. That was barely telegraphed. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad design. I'm just saying I was not expecting that. Is this guy Tsundere? Is that how you pronounce it? There's a there's a trope in anime culture, media, I don't know, genre of usually a girl. I guess it could be, you can have tsundere guys, but it's usually a girl who's romantically interested in a guy. Whoa, that was like going right between those two fireballs. Romantically interested in a guy, but what's gonna happen? I'm freaking out. But what is this? A fire parade? What is he gonna do? Oh, yeah, I was like, one fire stops and he's like getting ready to do something. I don't know what he's gonna do.
You're up.
Anyway, how do I? Maybe I can jump down through clouds? Yeah, I can, okay. Anyway, so she's like attracted to a guy, she has a crush on a guy, but she doesn't want to admit it or something like that, so she kind of like acts mean to him, like, to hide her true feelings or whatever. And like the common, the stereotypical way of doing that would be like the girl saying, it's not like I like you or anything like that, and with the stuttering and all that. So that's why when this guy, when he's like, don't misunderstand, and the certain reason on the Amber side, like, don't misunderstand me. felt like it was referencing that a little bit. Maybe this was a mistake, because now I can't cancel out of it. And actually, did I like fall through his tongue? Sorry, I didn't mean to put you in the hot seat. Because I was expecting that I could stand on his tongue, but it seemed like I fell through his tongue. And like, that's kind of important information to know to make the right strategic decision. Oh, man. Another important question is, are these fireballs pink? Can I parry them? Feels like they're not. Feels like I cannot. So I'm gonna stay up here, I guess. But like, some of these fires are like, it's like what feels like they're pretty unpredictable, and it's hard to know what you're supposed to do. Anyway, yeah, so in the case of Cuphead, this unpredictability, this like you don't know what's gonna happen, might be intended. It might be like part of the joy of the game in a sense, right? Like some games are about discovery rather than execution, and in particular, mechanical discovery, right? Like you could say Inside has aspects of joy of discovery, but it's almost certainly like narrative discovery, not mechanical discovery. Although I guess you could argue that there are some interesting mechanics. Yeah, there's no way. I was gonna dodge that.
Here's a real high-class.
I don't know that I can say much more about that because I don't want to spoil Insider right now. But like, you do get new mechanics as the game progresses. So maybe, so what do I mean? I guess what is it about Cuphead such that I think it's okay that you don't know what's gonna happen next in Cuphead, but it's kind of crappy game design. Not crappy, but just like non-optimal game design. That Inside you don't know what's gonna happen next. And maybe it's like this. Wow. Maybe it's I'm hesitant to use the term ludonarrative dissonance because it's a little bit overused, but
We'll get red hot. It's on.
there's no lore appropriate explanation for why Inside, if you die, you can just restart the section and it's fine, whatever. Whereas, I don't know if I would say there is a lore appropriate explanation, but there's definitely a thematic feeling, or there's a thematic expectation that like this is the type of game that
A great slam and then some.
you would expect
Now go.
to die many times and just redo the sections over and over, and the story isn't ruined by that. Like it's not an inconsistency in the story to say, yeah, he died, but then he was alive later. Whereas the narrative in Inside, or the world in Inside, doesn't lend itself to being explained or ignored away in that manner. Like instead, as a player, I guess you would just presume that all the situations where you die were non-canonical, right? Like when you died, that's not what really happened. What really happened was the next playthrough where you didn't die. Oh, come on. So I think I haven't figured out the pattern for those flame guys. Like, I'm not able to predict when they jump and what arc they're going to jump in. I haven't figured it out yet. I think that's what I need to figure out next to be able to reliably pass that section. For this section, I feel like it seems to be luck. Like there's some patterns. Like if the fireball has a specific timing that's synchronized with the tail in a specific way, then I'm just screwed. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And other times, if the fireball doesn't seem to be, you know, if the fireball shoots and then the tail shoots in alternating pattern, then it's relatively easy to dodge one or the other. But if they synchronize their attacks, then it's pretty hard to determine where the safe spots on the screen are. I was doing an experiment there. I felt like the flames always jump to the right. So does that mean I want to be to the left? The answer is no, because they don't always jump to the right. I guess they always jump towards you. So if you were on the right, they jump to the right, and if you're on the left, they jump to the left. The tsundere thing, and now like how he or she, I'm not sure, wiggles his tail. I'm gonna use him pronouns now. Maybe I'll use them pronouns. The way they wiggle their tail, and it does that little like wiggle sound effect, and like it has this weird. Maybe it's just in my mind now, but it has this weird like sexual undertone now for me. Now I have confused feelings. There's certainly Rule 34 porn on this dragon character. Actually, what is this pose that they have now? This is a weird, like, I guess her body is like about at the mid height of the screen, but they're lowering their head to the bottom. Like, why wouldn't? Because right now they're flying, I'm assuming, right? Because we're in the clouds. So why wouldn't they just fly near the bottom of the screen and just hold their head level or straight? It seems like an uncomfortable position to do this, like this Z angle. Z angle contortion, right? Like it's a 90-degree. The body is horizontal at the middle of the screen. Then it's a 90-degree contortion down. Then a 90-degree contortion to the right again. And it just seems painful. You could just. Oh man. So as you probably can tell, my strategy has been trying to synchronize my jumps with the flamelets, little flames jumps. Although of course, sometimes, oh, what the fuck? Oh god. For some reason, oh man, that's close. Oh wow.
Good day for us. Well done. You're up.
I was trying to synchronize my jumps with the flamelets jumps, as you guys could probably tell, but sometimes that's difficult because I'm forced to jump to move to the next cloud in a sense, because the cloud I'm playing on is about to move off the edge of the screen or So did they always have 3 heads? Like I can feel like I can see their full, like, well maybe not their full body, but like their full everything shoulder upwards. I can see right now, and they do not have 3 heads. So what happened? Or is it like a different dragon? Like am I at one point fighting one dragon, which has 1 head, and then later on, no, because they grow. There are 2 other heads, like on screen, I believe, right? Like, I mean, I'll pay attention. I'll try to pay attention a bit more now when we transition from one boss form to the next. But oh yeah. So that's an example of the point where I'm jumping to transition clouds, and I just end up with a bad timing for dodging the flamelets. What? Come on. Look at the dragon's eyes there. They're like, they shot straight up out of the eye sockets and now they're like wiggling. That's a pretty intense expression of pain.
A brawl is surely brewing. It's on.
I gotta learn to jump down. At least to be ready to jump down if the situation calls for it. Did I reach any cloud from here? I guess I did not. Or dash, rather. I'm assuming also that the cloud placements are random. Although with some sort of constraint to hopefully they do some sort of checking on cloud placement to ensure that it's always, from any cloud, you always have some other cloud that's reachable to you. Right, so that you're never in like a impossible, like I'm just screwed situation. But I mean, sometimes some of these feel pretty borderline. Like I'm not confident I can actually securely jump to the next cloud. I just realized this is another 3D background. Do all the bosses have 3D backgrounds and I just wasn't paying attention? Surely not, right? Okay, so we're watching her. Yeah, her and they're growing extra heads. Oops, I might be fucked here. Yeah, couldn't find a cloud to get onto after that.
This match will get red hot. Now go!
So is there like official lore or canonically is this dragon male, female, non-binary? Maybe some can Google the information and find out. Put it in the comments or something like that. Right now, I feel like I'm perceiving them as female. Mainly because of the tsundere thing. But I don't know how the creators of Cuphead intended to portray the dragon. I don't know if the dragon themselves has a preferred way that they wish to portray themselves. Wow. Yep, 2 hits, 2 for 1 basically on that there. The next, the form after this, the form is coming up right now. Reminds me of Bubble Bobble. Is that how you pronounce the name of the game? Because of these. Oh fuck. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna change weapons actually. Because of the so that flame that's inside of a bubble, I feel like that's something you see in Bubble Bobble. And the part where when you pop the bubble, like lightning bolts come out, that also feels like it's a reference to Bubble Bobble. Bubble Bobble is like an old NES game, Nintendo Entertainment System game. And Bubble Bobble also features dragons, although it's more of a cutesy dragon. Like, I mean, this dragon is kind of cute, I guess. Like, you know, like it's soft edges. I mean, like the curve of the body and all that is pretty smooth, like as opposed to these rough edges that you might expect in a more aggressive-looking dragon. But the Bubble Bobble ones have, you know, like the head to body proportion is probably like 1-to-1. You know, like the way you might expect like an infant to have a large head to body ratio. So they look like baby dragons in Bubble Bobble. So I don't know if the dragon part doesn't quite line up, but the whole bubble part, the whole flame in a bubble does feel reminiscent of Bubble Bubble. Oh man, that was a close one. Okay, now I want to switch to the pea shooter here because I don't want to pop the bubbles, right? Oh god. Oops. I didn't quite mean to do that either, but it's not terrible that I did that. Oh god. I jumped down by mistake. While trying to duck under that fire thing. So, I don't want to pop the bubbles because I don't want the lightning bolts to happen, and my homing bullets track the bubbles, so... I feel like I can't get close to the dragon during that part. Like, I can get pretty close to the dragon pretty easily during this part, but during that final form where they have 3 heads, I don't feel like I can get close to the dragon. Oops. Oh yeah, I forgot that that's what the super does. Does this work on the flame guys? Probably not. I was wondering if this will protect me from the flame guys. I feel like it won't. So, the short range attack doesn't seem good for that final form. Homing bullets doesn't seem great for the final form. The lobbing bullet also I feel is not great because I feel like it's just going to fall off the bottom of the screen. There's nothing to bounce on. So it leaves just a pea shooter out of the weapons I had. Like maybe the boomerang would have been good for this boss, but I didn't buy the boomerang, and I don't think I have money. I guess I can check if I have money. So, oh wait, no, I do have money, right? Because I had like 7 coins earlier or something like that, and I didn't. Like I was looking at the like I was basically saving up for a rainy day, and today appears to be that rainy day. So maybe let's try the boomerang. Is that it? So usually every time I buy an item, another item falls in to replace it, right? But not this time. So does that mean I'm going to buy every item in the game? I feel like there's more empty slots, but maybe there isn't. Like, so there's this guy, which is part of the charge shot. That's the thing I never bought. 2 parts I usually get from the ghost girl. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of charms. So maybe guns replace guns and charms replace charms, and since I haven't been buying charms, he hasn't been replacing charms. Like maybe the pig guy always stocks 2 guns and 2 charms.
A great slam and then some. You're up.
Unless of course you win, you know. So if I've purchased every single gun, he's gonna stock 0 guns, but still 2 charms. I mean, he's not gonna start stocking 4 charms to make up for the empty shelf space I've created by buying out all of his guns. I don't know that I've said that clearly, but I get the feeling you guys probably know what I mean. Oh man. Oh, come on.
A brawl is surely brewing. Now go.
Is this the first boss I fought on this stream? Can't remember. No, I feel like I must have beaten like a whatever the it was a run and gun section maybe or something like that. Oh, maybe it was a bird guy. Or was that last stream? Bird guy might have been last stream, and I did running gun section this stream. I can't remember. Anyway, actually, these little fire guys make me want to have like a barbecue, hamburgers, hot dogs, all that. That's it. We fought a pretzel. Well, when did we fight the pretzel guy? Was that one stream ago, or was that this stream? Thing where I was talking about how I really want to eat soft pretzels, but the opportunity never came up. I feel like that was last stream. The streams are all becoming a blur. Try to decide if I want to be like near the middle of the screen or man, I'm not sure the boomerangs is better. Maybe I just got unlucky there. Poopa555 says hi in the chat. Hi, Poopa555. Maybe I just got unlucky with those bubbles there, but like that, it popped 2 bubbles with the boomerangs, and that just really wrecked me. Thing is, I have a lot of trouble getting even to that, the bubble section. So I don't know that I've developed enough practice to form a coherent strategy there. That was a risky jump. So I guess I'll stick with the boomerang strategy for now, but I don't know if the boomerang just floods the screen with lots of projectiles. It might actually not be good for that section. That's what I really want is to hit the dragon but not hit the bubbles. If possible. Not sure I found the right weapon to accomplish that yet. Alright, so going back to boomerang, let's see how this goes. Forgot about that. Wow. Now what? Okay, yeah, I feel like the boomerang isn't actually working out, so let's just go back to the homing bullets. Oh no,
A great slam and then some. Now go!
Is that so? Poopa555 saying I'm not pronouncing projectiles correctly? Is that? I'll have to look up what the pronunciation is later. Projectiles? Projectiles? No cloud there. I thought there was a cloud there. So I jumped down onto nothingness. Yeah, all through my life, a good portion of my life, I've been told I pronounce words in a weird way. I think it's that was a close jump. I think it's because I learn a lot of words through reading rather than speaking to people. And English sometimes has weird weird orthography rules. I'm not even sure orthography might be one of those words that I'm not pronouncing correctly. Oh god. Oh god. And so, sometimes I self-learn or self-teach a pronunciation and it sort of sticks with me, right? Like, because I don't get the feedback from a peer telling me, or hearing them say it or whatever.
Here's a real high-class bout. And begin!
I remember, I think it was in high school or something like that. I did some talk, some presentation in class. And the word was omniscient, I guess? Yeah, that was it. So what I said was omniscient. And apparently that's not how you're supposed to say it. It was omniscient is how you're supposed to pronounce that word. But like, almost every other word that has the omni prefix, you pronounce omni, right? Omnivore, maybe? I don't know. So, I was surprised to find out that it's not omniscient, but omniscient.
A great slam and then some. Now go!
So, Poopa... I forget the numbers, and I gotta look at the screen now so I can't see it. Poopa 5 something says omniscient is the same as this other word, and now I'm gonna pronounce that other word a couple different ways, because omnipotent is one way, right? And omnipotent is another way you can say it. I mean, it's another way. I'm not saying that both ways are correct, I'm just saying these are two ways you could say that word. But I feel like in both omnipotent and omnipotent, I guess, yeah, I was about to say the prefix is omni in both cases. Omni? I guess there's a ni when you say omnipotent instead of a ni, like omnipotent. Like there's two things, right? One is like how you pronounce the ni syllable, and one is where are you placing the stressed syllable. When you say omnipotent, it's I forget the name of the stress pattern, but it's like, you know, the one that Shakespeare likes to use, penta something.
A brawl is surely brewing. You're up!
Is it omnipotent? Is like that's the emphasis pattern that you could vary, as opposed to omnipotent, which is like, you know, a soft loud soft soft versus soft loud soft loud. Okay. So that's one dimension along which you can vary your pronunciation of the word. The other is the ni/ni syllable, the ni syllable. Omnipotent, omnipotent. So I was gonna say the omniscient and omniscient. Like there's the omni and omne thing, but more salient to me was the syllable pattern. Omniscient is pretty strongly a 3-syllable word, right? Whereas like omniscient is more like a 4-syllable because you're using psi at the end. I guess I thought at the time it was omniscient because like science as in science.
Good day for a well battle. Now go.
Anyway. So, still haven't figured out how to... Can I make this jump? Nope. Still haven't figured out what to do during the bubble phase of this boss. I'm not happy with how the boomerang shot is working out. Not happy with how the homing shot's working out. So I don't know what weapon I want to use for that phase of the fight. Oh gosh. I was really hoping the boomerang would have done. That's why we stopped the level in a sense and then went to a shop. Okay. To buy the boomerang shot, but it didn't work out. It doesn't seem like it's working out. Maybe I have to give it a few more trials to see, but... Or maybe I just have to face the fact that the bubbles are going to pop and there's going to be lightning bolts. Like maybe there's no weapon that lets you get around that. The other thing is, he like during that bubble phase, he does other things, like there's this flamethrower attack or whatever, and I still don't know what all the patterns are for that. So I'm not confident at all about the bubble phase. Oof. About the bubble phase of the fight, because I don't know all the patterns that he or she does. They do. Oh god, no! Oh. Let's try the basic P shot, maybe. P shooter is what they call it. So Poopa is saying they like this linguistic talk. And they have hints. Yes, I would like a hint for this boss fight. If you have hints, I will welcome them. For the linguistic thing, that's good to hear. I'm new to streaming. I'm trying to develop a niche, right? I'm trying to figure out what can I do, what can I talk about that's not going to be like every other Cuphead stream out there. And another viewer also mentioned that I seem to be catering a little bit to an intellectual crowd. So it's good feedback to know that that wasn't a one-time anomaly, and there is a market or demand for that type of content. I guess I should look into setting up that thing that I saw other streamers have, where like it shows the chat messages like on the main game screen. Right now, what I'm doing is I have a dual monitor setup. I have the game running on one monitor, and I have the Twitch chat on the other monitor, and I have to like I have to look across. Oh wow, that's twice. I have to look across every now and then to like check the chat. But that's getting pretty hard on these type of levels. So. Okay, Poopa's saying I should use a lobber. That's interesting. I had actually dismissed the lobber outright. I was like, there's no way that the lobber's gonna be good on this level, because I thought, like, doesn't the lobber just like, it's normally it falls to the floor or something like that, and there's no floor here, so I thought it would just fall off screen. Oh man. But Poopa's saying it's good, so I guess we'll give it a shot, see how it goes. Okay, good. I was panicking a bit there because I heard the flamelets go like right when I was jumping in midair, and I was worried I was gonna land right in their jump path because this game for some reason doesn't have double jump. I keep expecting it to have double jump, so I keep pressing jump twice and then nothing. Well, I mean I parry. I was gonna say nothing happens, but it's not quite that nothing happens. It's that I don't double jump. Alright, so two possibilities here, right? One is I'm gonna, on 1 HP, I'm gonna beat this boss, and then we'll never find out if Poopa was right. The alternative is I don't beat the boss, and then we switch weapons. And it looks like, with very high probability, it's actually that second thing that is what's going to happen. Alright, so supposedly Lobber is great. I don't understand why. Oh, actually the range is longer than I expected. But I'm assuming, unless I misunderstood Koopa's instructions. Can I make this? How do I make this? Okay, I got to dash, I guess. Koopa is saying, or they said that the Lobber is good for the bubble section. So it's still like it doesn't seem terrible for this section, but I don't think Koopa has endorsed the Lobber for this section. So I don't know. I actually do not know if the Lobber is needed for this section. Or for this section, for that matter. It looks okay for this section, actually. Maybe... as if I didn't have enough things to worry about, maybe I can use the Lobber whenever I'm facing left, and use the Chaser whenever I'm facing right. Is that too much for me to handle? Can't tell. Oh god. Oh no! Okay, so now we're in the bubble section, so here's my Lobber. Oh, crap. Sample size is too small to tell if I was doing better or worse than Lobber, so I'm gonna try the Lobber again. I've already forgotten what the correct pronunciation was. Projectile? 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 That sounds... in my memory, that sounds more like what Koopa was correcting me towards. To be fair, it might also be a regional thing, right? Like it could be one is more common in America, the other is more common in the UK, for example. I don't know. I'm not, I don't listen to that much British content, but I do know that sometimes I'm surprised by some of the pronunciation differences. I mean, pronunciation might even be one of those words. I think pronunciation is probably American, and like pronunciation might be the British way. I'm not sure, but the one like word that I'm fairly confident is in North American English. You would say schedule, but British they say schedule, maybe, or maybe that was just one particular dialect of British. Because of course British English itself will have sub-dialects, just like North American English has sub-dialects. Ooh. How did that hit me? I'm pretty sure my sprite and their sprite did not overlap there. Or maybe our bounding boxes did. Wow, okay. I was about to say I need another cloud like really soon. Like we won't show up. I don't know about this one. I don't feel like we're making progress on this this boss. I like. I struggle with the bird boss, but I felt like I was making progress there. I don't know that I'm making progress on this boss. Yeah, like I'm not sure what to do about that that flame ball, except like stand back or something like that. But then I risk getting trapped by the tail if I stand too far back, I feel. I think I'm getting better at dodging the flames, but this section is what I mean. But I'm still not that consistent, yeah.
Good day for us. Well done. Here goes.
Better fun. North American versus UK differences can we talk about. The classic one is fag, right? Which means cigarette in British English. Like if I'm going out for a fag, it means you're going for a smoking break. Has a different meaning. The word has a different meaning in North American English. There's chips, which in American English is like these usually very thinly cut potato slices, circular, comes in bags, usually room temperature, like they're not hot when you eat them. They're what the UK people would call crisps. Whereas chips to a British person are more thickly cut potato sticks, I guess. They're usually not particularly circular, and they're what North Americans would call French fries. Okay, lobber. Where's my lobber? Here we go. Oh god, no. No. Okay.
A great slam and then some. And begin.
I don't know. I'm not sure about this boss. I'm starting to lose my patience with this boss. There's the word trousers. I think trousers are like exterior pants, like leg, something that you wear. By pants, I mean something you wear on your legs, right? In North American English. Whereas in British English, trousers refer to underwear, like still worn on your legs, but just underneath your pants. I think that's it. I think I've run out. Like I can't think of. I mean, surely there are other words that have different meanings or pronunciations or whatever in the UK versus English, but I'm having trouble thinking of any now. My grandfather on my mother's side was pronounced Coke, like the drink Coca-Cola. He would pronounce. Oops, gotta switch to. Crap. Gotta switch to. He would pronounce Coke like cock. Like he would go to a restaurant and say, "I want a cock." So. Oh shit. That was. That was an interesting anecdote that my mom. I've never heard him say cock for Coke, but my mom told me that that's what he used to do. So. Poopa mentions take away instead of take out. I've actually never heard people say take away, or I don't recall anyone saying take away until like yesterday or something like that. And the person who said take away was, as far as I know, a North American person. So when they said that, I knew what they meant. Well, I mean, I might not have known what they meant if in isolation, but I knew what they meant because they were holding like these cheap wooden chopsticks, and they referred to it as like takeaway chopsticks. So because of that, with that contextual help, I said, oh, so they mean like takeout chopsticks, I guess. But I'd never heard anyone use that term until like a couple days ago, and it was used by an American. So Poopa says take away is UK, and take out is American. Poopa also says nobody says trousers anymore. Are you British, Poopa? Or, like, basically, you know, I'm doing this argument from authority thing, right? Or inverse argument from authority. I'm like, how would you know that no one says trouser anymore? What special access do you have to British culture that allows you to say so with such authority? I'm trying to see out of the corner of my eye. Poopa is saying something, but I'm also focusing something about Australia and takeaway, but I'm having trouble reading the chat while dodging these fireballs. Okay, they're just saying takeaway is also used in Australia. I'm assuming they mean Australia. AUS. That must be Australia, right? That's not Austria, surely. I thought I was scot-free from that flame. The arch just coincided with where I was heading next. They watch Black Mirror. That's what Poopa says. That's how.
Here's a real high-class bout.
That's the
And begin.
most reliable way to know exactly what British people say. Yeah, I mean, most of my exposure, to be fair, of British culture is from television shows, too. Just a fan of Monty Python back in the day. Blackadder, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean, the actor name is Rowan Atkinson, for people who might not know. And Mr. Bean is probably his most famous role, but I feel like he was better in Blackadder. Like, it was a more interesting character in Blackadder. Faulty Tower, that was another good British comedy. Actually, now that I think about it, no. Okay, Poopa asks, how do you pronounce, and then here's the word, and the way I pronounce it is Archmage? I mean, like, it's not a word I would use in common conversation, so I'm guessing at how I would pronounce it now. You know, because the thing is, when you ask people how do you pronounce a word, I mean, maybe it's just me, but I would become more self-conscious at that point, right? And then maybe more deliberate or careful about my pronunciation, and so that might distort the data a bit, right? Like, I might not pronounce it the way I would have pronounced it if it had naturally occurred to me to use that word. So I think it's Archmage is how I would have pronounced it. The situation where I would pronounce it, I assume, is like if I were playing a role-playing game, like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. My understanding is the Archmage is basically like a high-ranking mage, in the same way the Archbishop might be like the boss of the bishops in a sense. This is like the boss of the mages. Wow, I thought that was gonna retract, which is why I didn't bother to like dodge. I thought that. Oh no.
Here's a real high-class bout.
I'm trying to think what other possible pronunciations of Archmage would there be? Like Archmage? Did people pronounce it that way? I don't think I've ever heard anyone pronounce Arch as Arc. So, but like any other variation of the pronunciations also seems even more implausible. Like Archmage, Archmagi, you know. That said, I believe there is a word. I'm not sure if it's pronounced magi or something like that, which also basically means like a magic user, perhaps. So Archmagi might not be too like it seems weird, but it might. If somebody told me, yeah, you know, in Australia they pronounce it magi or something like that as a mage, I'd be like, okay, I guess that could be plausible. Seems weird. Koopa is saying it's Archmage is the alternative pronunciation that they were wondering about. Yeah, that seemed like the most plausible one to me. Archmage. What is there? So I'm trying to think what other words have that, you know, the arch prefix, but is pronounced arc. So I'm thinking architecture. That's where that might happen. But otherwise, is this high up? Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if I was standing on that cloud. Oh god, no! What's gonna protect me from the flamethrower? Please! Where's the flamethrower? Oh god! I saw the dragon telegraph the flamethrower, but because I'm not super familiar with the patterns for that phase yet, I wasn't sure if the height at which the flamethrower would occur varies. I mean, I assume it would, but so far it seems like the dragon always shoots the flamethrower basically in the middle of the screen. So, is that a constant? Yeah, am I safe to assume that it's always going to be in the middle, so I can just always go to the top or the bottom? Confident I'll dodge it, or does it track me or something? No. I need to like play that phase a few more times to know with experience, I guess. Oh man. Okay. Koopa's posting another tricky word. I'm gonna try to pronounce. I said I'm gonna try to pronunciate it. I'm gonna try to pronounce it, but no idea if my pronunciation is standard or common. I can't even remember. I think I have to see the spelling of the word to have any confidence in being able to. Because like the first 3 syllables, I know, or at least I have a pronunciation in mind. But I can't even remember whether the like 4th and 5th syllable of that word. Archipelago. Yeah, there's no way that's right. Like even hearing myself say that in my mind, I was like, I've never heard anyone produce sounds like that. Archipelago. Like surely I've heard that word like from Jurassic Park or something like that. It feels like. Oops. Isn't there like a casino called the Pelago? Pelago? Is that related? Archipelago? Archipelago? Yeah, I have no idea. Gonna have to YouTube it later or something like that to see how it's commonly pronounced. Bellagio? Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking of. Bellagio. Which, from like Ocean's 11 or something like that, probably. I mean, maybe it's a real casino also, so like, but probably I heard of it from Ocean's 11. I'm not much of a gambler. I've been to Las Vegas on vacation, but I didn't gamble. I mainly like watched shows. I saw Blue Man Group there. That was pretty entertaining. It was pretty expensive though. Like I'm not sure it was worth. I can't remember how much it cost. Like so, it was over $100. I pronounced the name of the casino wrong according to Puka. Bellagio? I probably said Bellagio earlier. Or is it Bellagio? The Bellagio? I don't know. But anyway, Blue Man Group, very entertaining. But I think it was over $100, but probably under $200, so maybe it was like $180 or something like that. I would not say it was worth that price. So if you can somehow see Blue Man Group on discount, maybe on DVD or something. It's a good show, but not so good as to be worth over $100 in my opinion. Oh man, I gotta focus on the game. I'm talking too much, and I'm getting hit by EZ to dodge. Projectiles. Poopa is a fan of poker, they say. I have a friend who's into poker. I don't know. Like, I guess I should qualify that statement a bit. I'm not aware that they play poker a lot, but I think they're interested, like, intellectually in poker, like in the game theoretic strategies behind poker. I played. There's a Steam game, Night at the something. I can't remember what the name of the game is. It's basically a poker game, right? Like if you type Night at the, and then it's like the institution or something like that. It's the name of a secret club where they play poker. And I was doing terribly. Like people, when I read online, people say, "Oh, yeah, you know, this game is so easy. It's like the easiest poker game ever." And I lose when I play that game. I think I'm bad at estimating the odds of various hands. Like, I see my hand, and I'm like, I have trouble figuring out, okay, given that I have these cards, if I what's the odds that I'm going to get like a flush or whatever, right? Like that. I suspect that that's one of my problems with not performing well at poker. There's probably other problems too, but oops, crap. What's my academic subject of choice? Papa asks. Is it Papa? Pupa? Anyway, even if I asked that question, but I'm worried now that even if they try to explain to me the pronunciation of your name in text, it might not transfer reliably to me. So my academic subject of choice is probably computer science. That is the actual academic subject that I have a bachelor's degree in. I'm also fond of mathematics, although like I'm of the opinion that computer science is a branch of mathematics. So maybe I'm not revealing much more about myself by saying that I also, I like math and computer science. But in most universities that I'm aware of, the mathematics department is distinct from the computer science department. So universities, for whatever reason, classify them as two different disciplines, even though I think there's a lot of overlap between the two. I'm also a software developer, like in real life, whatever that means. My day job, I'm a software developer. Wow. And so, when I was a teenager in high school, my ambition was to make video games. Oops. I kind of gave up on that now. I write like business software, I guess, for lack of a better term, not video game software. What's this? Oh crap! I thought I could jump on that cloud because that cloud looked like it was poking just above the flamethrower, but guess not. Pupa and Pupa is what that chat person recommends for the pronunciation. Pupa, Pupa. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm a software developer. But yeah, so I've always been fascinated in game development, but I feel like I don't have the right mindset to do that. It is a different mindset, I feel, because at least up until recently, maybe things have changed now, but up until recently, when you made a video game and you shipped it, like that was it, and you would never work on that game again. Like it's burnt to disk or burnt to ROM for games on cartridges. Oops, not the time to change to the login. And there would never be updates to it. And so that meant that maintainability was not a concern for game development, typically. Like, in contrast to when you're doing business software, usually the requirements of the business software don't remain static. Like, today, like maybe your business does one thing, but then in the future it's going to do something else, and so the business will expect updates to the software.
A brawl is surely brewing.
Amazon used to sell only books. Now they sell a bunch of other things. now they do things other than sell too. Like they do. There's video, there's groceries, and so on. So you know you have to keep updating the software that backs all their systems. And meaning you want to make sure that the when you develop the software, it's maintainable. Meaning you structure the code in such a way that it is easy to make changes in the future as the requirements of the business change. And so I don't know if it's my training in university or if it's like a personality quirk, but
A great slam and then some.
I have trouble
You're up.
not caring about maintainability. So when I write software, I instinctively or compulsively want to spend time making sure that that the code is maintainable. And for video game development, that's like you're just wasting time. Like you're spending development efforts. Where's the time gonna go? Okay. On something that brings no benefit to the eventual end users of the software, the video game players, and that's time that could be better spent doing something else, like implementing features, fixing bugs, or whatever. And it took me a long time to come to that realization, actually, because, like, I dabbled in making video games, but I would never finish or get anywhere near a playable state, like anything interesting in my games. And then I watch a live stream of Notch programming. Notch is the guy who made Minecraft. He was like participating in the game jam basically, and he was live streaming himself programming. And the way he programs and the way I program is like night and day difference. It was completely like he has this like just get something working out the door. Like it doesn't matter if the code is crap or whatever. Because like nobody's going to see the code, they're just going to see the end game. And when I saw him play that way, that's what made me realize, okay, it's a completely different style or mindset, developing games versus developing business software. And I haven't developed the right mindset for. Oh no! Let me just use my alt. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! But yeah, as Poopa
Here's a
mentioned,
real high.
nowadays like things might be different because games get patched. So that's why I said at the time. So I mean, surely you guys have heard of League of Legends, very popular game. There's like memes. It's notorious about how bad the code base is in a sense, because I think it was originally developed in the traditional gaming mindset of doesn't matter, maintainability doesn't matter, just get something out the door. And now like anytime they try to change something in the game, they introduce like tons of bugs. Because and they have to maintain the game. They add new champions, they add new abilities, new features. So I think Riot as a company, Riot being the company that makes League of Legends, they have to sort of transition the culture, their coding culture, right? To go more. To care more about maintainability, and I'm pretty sure they know this, and they're putting effort towards it. They have a dev blog, Riot, where they did talk about some of these things. About the challenges they face. The thing is, like, so I don't want to. I said that this was a meme about like how bad the code base is. I'm trying to use bad with scare quotes around it. But like it probably was the right choice for them at the time, right? Like there is definitely like a market momentum and network effect to especially online games. I think a big factor in like whether you end up playing Dota versus League of Legends or Fortnite or whatever is whether your friends play. Like there are other factors, of course. League and Fortnite are pretty different genres, but all other factors equal, the game you'll probably just default to play. That freaking bubble. You'll probably default to just playing the same game that your friends are playing. It's like one of your objectives is like to hang out with your friends, right? Like, you know, to goof off together or whatever. And so, just getting something playable and out the door to give yourself a head start is critical for acquiring this critical mass of players that then attract your friends, which then attract more players and so on. League of Legends wasn't first. I mean, there was Dota was I believe to be the originator of the genre, and I can't remember. Did Dota 2, did that come out before League of Legends, or was it after? I can't remember. But like after League of Legends, the market for MOBAs, maybe a little bit after League of Legends, but the market eventually became saturated. Right? There's Paragon was a game from Epic that was a MOBA. Breakaway from Amazon. Can't remember what else.
A great slam and then some. It's on.
Did I just pronounce the R before the N in genre? Genre? I don't think. I mean, if I had pronounced the R before the N, I would have said like genre. But I don't think that's what I said. I mean, we can review the stream to see if that's what I said. Genre. What was I saying? Yeah, so there's too many MOBAs, right? Like at a certain point. Like, everyone was jumping on the bandwagon. And there came a point where I suspect a lot of people were thinking, I'm already playing League, or I'm already playing Dota, you know. That's what all my friends are playing. So unless this new MOBA, Paragon or whatever, really brings something like, you know, amazing, innovative or whatever to the table, what's the point of switching? And so we saw a lot of MOBAs collapse after that, right? Like Paragon's shut down, for example. Oh, I made the bow phase 3 hit points. This might be it, guys. This probably isn't it. But it might be. Oh, God. Oh no, the flamethrower. Come on. Like, some of these bubbles are spawning like almost halfway in the screen, like no time to react. Doesn't feel fair. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I could make it to the next time. Oh, I did it! We did it, guys! Man! Oh. Finally! It's all thanks to Poopa. That advice of using the lobber. First try, yeah. Easy. Grim Matchstick. I don't know if you were here earlier, Poop, but I was hypothesizing on the gender of that dragon. And because like the taunt messages, like when you die, sounded tsundere kind of like. And by the way, that's another word I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing correctly, the Japanese word tsundere. But because of that, I assumed they were female. But now that I see the name Grim Matchstick, Grim, I mean, for some reason it sounds like a male name to me. Grim Reaper is usually portrayed as male.
I never play nice. I'm the devil's right-hand man. I can't let you pass.
Poop asks, what levels, what stages have I been struggling with? Oh, there's a little story thing here. Let me read this. Low bugs have some fight in them, I'll say that much. They're making mincemeat out of them debtors. You see, I knew there was something special about those fellas. But don't be too sure yet, boss. I think there's something fish about those two. Don't blow your wig dice. If those two little things try anything, I'll be waiting. I got stuck on the bird level for quite a while. And then this level, of course. But I don't know that too many other levels really got to me. Like, yeah, I didn't beat them all first try necessarily, but I never got discouraged the way I did for the dragon level and the bird level. Actually, I wonder if I'm missing some secrets or something like that, because there was a bunch of dialogue on Isle 2, that implied that that I could help people with something. Like there was like a barbershop trio, and they were saying like, please find the fourth. And there was this other guy who was like, please find the shortcut. So for some reason I expected I would do that before leaving Isle 2, but maybe I have to beat the game and then come back and then see. I don't know. Alright, is this a level? Yeah, this is a level. Alright, let's try this.
This match will get red hot. It's on!
What the hell? Oh god. Okay. What kind of law enforcement? Oh man. I thought. Okay, I was trying to parry that and it didn't work, and probably because I messed up the parry. Because that looks pretty pink to me, so I feel like that's probably a parryable thing. It's just I messed it up. But I was gonna say, what kind of law enforcement officer uses a grenade or nail bomb as their primary weapon? Because that seems like... Oh wow. Curving bullets, what the hell? Because that seems like irresponsibly dangerous, like
This match will get red hot. Now go!
hurting like an innocent bystander, right? Like, usually officers of the law, they would want to take out a criminal, like a cup that's going around, you know, mass murdering birds and bees and dragons and stuff like that. But they wouldn't want to, you know, accidentally hurt a fellow bee. Normally, you would expect. But this guy doesn't seem to care. He's like, whatever, I'm just gonna toss all these grenades around. What is this? What? Oh god. Oh man. Yeah, Cuphead devs are
A
making
great
political
plan
statements.
and
That's
then
pretty funny.
You're up.
It's, this whole game is an allegory, or this level at least, is an allegory for police brutality, or the increasing militarization of the police force. They're always trained to where they shouldn't be trained. So, like, one of the arguments, common argument against police, the way police forces are trained in North America is that they receive too much training in, like, tactical weaponry, but not enough in, like, de-escalation. Like, if a criminal is... I'm scared of what's about to happen. If a criminal is, threatening to do something, the ideal outcome, according to some philosophies, I guess different people could have different values and disagree about what the ideal outcome is first of all, like, you know, make sure no innocent people are hurt, but also ideally you don't want to hurt the criminal either. You just, you know, want to arrest them and then help rehabilitate them. You know, that might mean they need... Oh, crap. Psychological help.
Here goes.
They could be mentally unstable and they need psychological help, but it could also mean that they're in like a temporary socially where can I stand to bad situation, right? Like they just lost their job, their car is gonna get repossessed, and they need to feed their kid or whatever. They're just feeling desperation. Oh no, where can I? And but they're otherwise, you know, very sane or whatever, and relatively non-violent individuals. They're just in a tough situation.
Will get red hot. Here goes.
So I mean, every now and then there's heartwarming stories in the about a situation where the police was able to de-escalate. And so some people are saying that we should be applauding and encouraging more of that, right? Like we should be training police first and foremost to reach for de-escalation as a tool for crime reduction, as opposed to, for example, training on the use of tasers as the first tool to reach for. I think I read a story about what? I guess the bullet was still there. I thought the bullet had left the screen, but I guess not.
Here's a real high-class bout. Here goes.
Yeah. So this guy. Came in with like a knife or something like that and was threatening to cut people, and the cop like just talked to him basically, right? like he didn't draw a gun or a taser and point at him and say like drop the knife or whatever. He just said like, why are you doing this? What's going on in your life and so on, and lent the guy in the air basically, and that's how he de-escalated. And you know, that might not work in every situation. Like sometimes there's probably situations where the criminal is not interested in talking, and you do have to use a taser or whatever. But the idea is like, it'd be nice if police received training like explicitly on that topic of like, how do you identify which situations warrant which response. Like, is this a talk situation or is this a taser situation? And maybe they do, because I mean, I've not personally investigated police training practices, right? So maybe there's some of that, but it's easy to believe that there isn't that much of that, because it's... Oh, what's this? This is a new pattern I haven't seen before. What the hell? Okay, I was afraid, like... I was like, if she's doing like a full screen attack, I don't know how I'm supposed to dodge that. Oh god! It's just... Dominate and bombinate. That's how I be.
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
You hear stories about how police seem to preemptively tase people, or or shoot people. That happens too sometimes. And I mean, surely there's a oops. Where can I stand? Surely there's a degree of sensationalism there, right? Like if you expect stories where police officers acted inappropriately to receive more media coverage than stories where police officers acted appropriately. So it's hard to... There's a bias in the reporting there that makes it hard to gauge exactly... Oh, come on. I heard that. To gauge the police's performance independently. But, given how serious a matter police enforcement is, oh god. Like, because we're talking about, like, possibility of loss of life here. It seems something that, like, you would expect or hope to have a very low rate of police doing the wrong thing, right? It's like flying a plane or something has a very high standards of safety. Koopa points out that the pun that I missed was buzzsaw. Do you like the buzzsaw? They ask. Like? I mean, that's a strong word for my emotional reaction to the buzzsaw. It's... This actually gets into... Oh man, where can I go? This actually gets into another topic about enjoyment. Like, people generally don't like losing, so why do... Wait, what happened? There was no way there was a bullet there. Do I have to, like, just take damage if I go up the top of the screen? Doesn't seem like it. So I don't know what damaged me that time, but whatever.
This match will get red hot.
Yeah, people generally don't like losing, but in a lot of games, when you play, you're losing, like, the vast majority of the time. Like I've died a whole bunch of times in Cuphead. And so there's two levels, right? Like, there's I guess a short-term desire and a long-term desire. The short-term desire is to not lose, to not experience loss. How do I get up here? Okay. But there's a long-term desire of like experiencing the full content of the game, for example, and you're willing to put up with that short-term. Wow. With that short-term, gosh darn it, loss. Wow. You're willing to put up with short-term loss in order to experience that long-term gain. Usually, when you're willing to play these games. So yeah, that's how I feel about the buzzsaw. The buzzsaw, I mean, it only happened once, right? And it was surprising, and it didn't hit me. So I guess my overall experience with the buzzsaw was positive. Like, I was surprised in a good way. In the same way that when you go to a haunted house or something like that, something jumps out and scares you, but you don't actually get harmed, so it's an overall enjoyable experience for you. I hate how she... Okay, I was about to say how she spawns like a thing right on top of me, but she didn't do it this time. I guess she only does that for the triangle, maybe? I don't know. Well, where can I go? Yeah, she just puts the triangle right on me. And then I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? And why are there not enough platforms for me to jump on? That's me. Crap.
Good day for us. Well done. And begin.
How did I suddenly get 5x as good during the D second phase? I mean, clearly that was a fluke. Poop actually said it a while ago, and I only saw the chat message now. I got a lucky pattern or something like that. Because as you can see, I'm regressing to the mean here of not being able to get past the second phase. Because not making it to the new buzzsaw. The way she says ha 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 reminds me, like, I feel like, oh crap. Isn't there like is it Nicki Minaj or Lil Kim? Now I'm sort of embarrassed that I can't remember which of the two it is. Where like one of the lyrics in the song is literally her going ha 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 ha. And I believe she does refer to herself as a queen bee sometimes.
Good day for us. Well done. Here goes.
I'm leaning towards Lil Kim. I'm a little embarrassed I can't remember which of the two it is, but I think it's Lil Kim and not Nicki Minaj. Also, I feel bad that I'm killing these like worker drones that are just like they're just you can see on their face like they've given up on life. They're like, come on, man. I'm just trying to get to work here, man. And I'm like, yeah, sorry, these are homing bullets. Oh man, my controller. Okay, to replace the battery on my controller. Good thing it pauses. Are we back yet? Let's see. Yeah, okay, back. Except I'm pressing any button on my controller, and it's not letting me. Join the game. Try a different battery, maybe. Try this one. Or if this doesn't work, maybe I have to try a wired controller. Do I even have any of those anymore? Is this wired controller? Oh man. Ransacking through my home controllers. Try this one. Slightly different controller, so might have to do some minor getting used to. That looks like we're getting in. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the worker bees. Yeah, I really feel bad for them because, like, they don't want to get involved in any of this, right? They're just trying to. Wow, they're placing the platforms such that it's pretty hard to actually make those jumps, I find.
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
They're dealing with enough shit as it is. Here I come. Ruining their day. Although, you know, maybe they prefer death over another day at the office, and so maybe I'm doing them a favor. Because they are being pretty nonchalant about a mass murdering cup, you know, going around shooting everybody. Right, like you would think that might be a good enough excuse to like request a day off, you know, to say, hey, you know, sorry boss, I think I might not come into work today. There's a mass murderer on the loose. Plus, I'm feeling a little under the weather, so might take a sick day today. We would certainly at least expect a bit more. Shit. Wait, did I take damage? Yeah, I think I did take damage. I thought I did like some sort of godly dash / parry there, but no, I think I actually took damage. Alright, now I know the buzzsaw, except she didn't do the buzzsaw this time, so I didn't get the opportunity to get taken by surprise there.
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
Yeah, you would expect a bit more fear on their faces, I think, if someone were to like go on a shooting spree at the office here. And you would also expect, I guess, sorry, I was adjusting my headset. You would expect more than one police officer to be dispatched. Maybe this is like just not a big deal to the bees. Like, you know, this sort of stuff happens every day. The cops do the best that they can to, but you know, there's only so much they can do. So, budgetary constraints prevent them sending more than one officer. He also says, like, when the cop shows up, he says "oi, oi, oi." So that's like, this is a British cop, right? Like, American cops don't say "oi, oi, oi" when. Actually, that part, that reminds me, we were we were talking earlier about words, like, differences between the UK and North American English. Cops, like, are called, like, cops is even in North American, like, the cops is a bit of an informal term, right? Like police officer is the more formal term to describe it. And so, also in UK, they have their own slang. I think they're called bobbies, right? Like this is a bobby that's coming up and harassing me, and I'm just trying to have a good time. Oh, I'm in trouble. Okay, now I got out. I thought the bomb was just about to explode and my invincibility frames were about to expire and things were getting pretty bad, but it wasn't as bad as it looked. I was hoping it wouldn't curve that much, the pink ball. Cannot make these jumps. Yeah, Bobby. Isn't it Bobby? Unless I'm mispronouncing it, but I'm like, it's either Bobby or some variant of Bobby. You know, if I'm mispronouncing it. But Poopa is surprised. I don't know if they're surprised because I'm pronouncing it in a weird way, or if it's because they've never heard, like, they're like, I've never heard anyone say British people call them Bobbies. See, easy. 0 damage. What jumps I can make here? Okay, that one, not that one apparently. Wow! I guess she did telegraph it, but I kind of got forced into that corner, I felt. And
A brawl is surely brewing.
I mean, maybe I'm full of shit. Maybe they don't call them bobbies. Maybe I'm completely mistaken. I don't know. I don't hang around with British people that much, so. I guess while we're on the topic of things about British culture that perhaps North Americans find odd, there's the Queen's Guard, like that whole thing, you know, where they're wearing like red and black uniform with like this kind of tall furry hat, black hat, and they're not allowed to move or smile or anything like that. Like that just seems, that's, I guess it's like some sort of tradition or something like that, but that whole thing just seems odd to me. Like it's a waste of their time, a waste of resources. Like he has to like stand there in the heat, and it's not clear to me what the value that job or that role is providing. You know, like it's,
This match will get red hot.
is it just like, is the fact that there is no point to the job, like, sort of the point? Like, this is a display of opulent wealth? You know, the Queen is saying our economy is so strong that we can afford giving people dumb jobs. I mean, maybe that's the point. There have been there have been stranger human behavior in the name of signaling wealth. Yeah, I was worried. I wasn't sure if I could dodge this. Oh god, okay. No! I feel a sneeze coming on. I'm gonna sneeze soon. Bless me. Oh no! Oh no! I tried to do a dash there, but apparently it did not work. Oh man. Looks like I was just about to enter the third phase.
A great slam.
What's with the fork and knife at the beginning? Is that a pun? Is that a reference to something? I don't really get that. When the queen bee spawns, she has a fork and knife and she sort of like clangs them together, which is also something I've never seen anyone do before. Like, I guess that's supposed to signal impatience or something like that, but I've never seen anyone signal impatience that particular way. Like usually when someone's like they want to eat or something and they're hungry, what I've seen them do is they hold a knife and fork in each hand, and like so like if they're at a dining table, they would be holding the two utensils like perpendicular to the surface of the table, and then they would be banging the utensils on the table. But I've never seen anyone bang the two utensils against each other like that before. Can't believe it. Maybe it's just a jump and dash or something like that, because some of these platform gaps, I don't understand how. Oh man, I'm in a trap. Okay. I don't understand how you're supposed to be able to make any of those jumps. Wow, can't believe I didn't take damage for that. I'm pretty sure I touched the bottom of the screen. I guess I must have been touching a platform at the bottom of the screen. Oh! Isn't there like an airplane called like a B-52 something like that? That's another pun I probably missed? So she's like one of those bee bombers now.
Now go.
Maybe I should switch weapons. The tracker is just so convenient because I don't have to worry about aiming. But maybe it's time to investigate alternative weapon choices. Yeah, I guess when she's in the bomber form especially, I can use a lobber because it's just going to go straight down, and she is straight down relative to me. So probably I don't have to worry about aiming too much in that scenario either, and I believe... Oh god! I believe the lobber does more damage. Crap! Almost got through with more damage. Oh no! I paused there because I was actually scratching my nose, and then when her finger came down saying like I'm about to come here, I was like, I don't know that I can get across one-handed. Oh wow. Nope. I'm not sure the lever is actually working out. I feel like it's going across the edge of the screen, like off the side of the screen. I do not have the charge shot. I can buy the charge shot, I think. I have money. There's another OPOP3. It's recommending I use charge shot. Is there a shop on this in World 3? Like, you'll have access to the shop? I feel like I haven't. I feel like I walked around. Yeah, okay. So let's go to World 2. Let's buy the charge shot. The charge shot sounds... I was reluctant to get the charge shot because it feels like the type of weapon where you have to really pay attention to where you're aiming, or else you charge up and then you waste it if you just shoot it into nothingness. And I feel like I'm being overloaded in terms of things I have to keep track of. We'll give it a shot. Get it? That's my pun. We'll give it a shot.
This match will get red hot. It's on!
Yeah, that's an example of me not liking the part where I have to pay attention to where I'm aiming. And also I feel a little trapped now. I need more platforms towards the middle here. Oh man, I got trapped. That was just unlucky, I think. I got bad platform / bad positioning. I just realized I'm gonna have to practice shooting down. I've done that a lot. Oops. Oh god.
Here's a real high-class bout. Here goes.
But yeah, I can see that actually the charge shot being pretty good on this boss, just because there's so much. She spends so much time off screen that there's like, you know, that's an obvious time to start charging. One more worker that shows up? Nope. I thought there'd be a better worker that shows up.
Good day for us.
It's gonna take some getting used to.
You're up.
Because I'm holding down more buttons than I usually hold down. Or I'm managing more buttons than I usually have to manage when I use the charge shot. Because normally in the other weapons I just like hold down the button and then not to think about it. Let's switch here. Wait, what the hell? Okay, I was about to say she's turning the page with off screen, so I can't get my free hits on. Oh, we're getting pretty close though.
This match will get red hot. It's on!
I don't know where I can jump now. Maybe she always says that, like, and I just wasn't paying attention. The page turning sound effects happen before, they start before she's visible. We did it! We did it, guys. Charge shot was the way to go, apparently. Oh man. C minus. I'll take it. I think I saw Rumor Honeybuns. I think I saw a pirate ship level also, so we can go check that out. Shootin' and lootin'. Captain Briny Beard.
Here's a real high-class bout. And begin!
What the hell? What is that, an octopus? Am I actually dealing damage to that thing? Can't even tell. Because he's not flashing, right? Like most bosses will flash white if you're dealing damage to him, and he's not. But I think the same thing happened for the bird boss, right? There was... Oh, what's gonna happen? Shark. Oh god, what the hell? The bird boss also, like, there's a situation where I was shooting him. Oh man. Dogfish. There's a moment where I was shooting the bird boss. He wasn't flashing, but he was taking damage because I killed him. Like, so, but like, oh man, what's gonna happen? Oh, it doesn't actually kill you; it just makes the screen dark. I was like, that's actually pretty tough. That squid attack thing. I feel like I don't want charge shot for this one. I'm iffy on whether I want the chaser. What's the arc on the logger on this guy?
A great slam and then and begin.
Not good. No lover. The arc is not good anyway. But yeah, I feel like, so I don't, if this guy's a barrel or something like that. Like I guess he would either be a barrel or a treasure chest, but he looks more like a barrel to me than a treasure chest. The barrel does not look like the type of sprite that would die. Like, because then that removes like basically half the difficulty of the fight, right? So I'm actually suspecting that you cannot kill. Oh crap! Actually, something else. I suspect that you cannot kill the treasure chest because that would
A brawl is surely brewing.
make
And begin.
the fight too easy. So it sucks that my homing bullets lock onto it. It's interesting that the pirate varies the bullet shots. Like most old school bosses, when they have patterns, they have a pretty like obvious rhythm to how they shoot. Oh wow. I was distracted by the squid. I almost didn't see that the chest was right above me, ready to wait, how long am I gonna be blind for? Okay, good. This is sharp right. Oh god, not the shark. Oh wow! I did not. That's a new behavior. The cannonball. Okay. Taken quite off guard by that.
Now go.
Can I just stand on it? No. Should have known. Cannot stand on the barrel. What? It's so short-cut. So what I'm wondering now is,
A brawl is surely brewing.
how does the ship telegraph the cannon? Because I wasn't watching the ship at all when it happened, and so I want to know how obvious is it when that's about to happen, so I know what to look for, or like how much attention I need to pay to the ship. So the lobber seems pretty good against those dogfish, actually. Inked pretty bad there. Oh god, okay, so I see. It's like, oh god, no. It's fairly obvious. The tell is fairly obvious if you know what to look for, but oh god. Oh man. Let me see if I want to use another weapon. How does this work? I feel like I don't know if I get close enough for this to actually be feasible.
A
But
great
let's see.
slam and then here goes.
I don't trust my reaction time to dodge the pink octopus at close range. So whenever he pulls out the pink octopus, I back off and I use my homing bullets instead. Oh crap. I think I had the right idea there, but I didn't execute it properly. But I can get rid of the ink squid like super fast by with the short range, the shotgun, whatever it's called, the spread shot. Oh, cut. Oh man, yeah. Well, I didn't get as far according to this graph, but I feel like this alternating between the homing shot and the spread shot is working out for me. I got lucky there. When he pulled out this pink octopus, which is like, that sounds like it'd be a sex euphemism, but it's not. He pulled out his pink octopus and like immediately shot. The immediately shot part also sounds like it might be part of the sex euphemism. But anyway. The shark is for, like, I can just ignore the shark, so that's good. It's probably the easiest pattern to deal with. Yeah, screw that guy. Oh crap, I forgot about that. Tell me the pattern's almost over. It's gotta be almost dead. Come on. Oh god. Not this guy. How many hit points does this guy have? Oh god. Oh no, he has another form. Are you kidding me? Oh god. Wow. I'm really not... Either he has like way more hit points than every other boss, or I'm not doing nearly enough damage. Let's try this. I'm worried that like maybe a huge portion of my damage is being absorbed into the bucket. That was close. I wasn't sure I was gonna make it out from under the bucket in time. Barrel. Oh, they're too short to get hit by a pea shooter. Interesting. Oh god. What? Oh, the cannonball. I think this is doing better. I think yeah. So the homing shot, not good for this because of the barrel tanking all the damage basically. But I wonder if this one's even might be better. No. Well. Maybe it's better. It's hard to tell. It's certainly pretty chaotic as it stands here. No, I think I like the pea shooter better than the boomerang. I'm trying to trigger the barrel. Like when the shark comes, I don't want to. I can just stay on the right side up here to avoid the shark damage, but I don't want the barrel to eventually come over and like give me no room to move. So I'm trying to trigger the barrel basically early, because then there's a cooldown period where you can't attack again. Oh god, I don't need these. Yeah. I was worried because I feel like the barrel was mispositioned for when the shark was going to come. Shark shot, I don't know about that one. I think I tried. I definitely like the short range one for the situations where I can actually use it.
This match will get red hot. It's on!
Wow, I didn't see that second bullet. Switch for the barrel, just so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, like, so the boat is spinning already. I feel like that means I'm making pretty good progress in terms of DPS. Which makes me think charge shot might actually be the way to go for this. Pretty stressful here trying to dodge all these things. I am having a bit of trouble with the charge shot though. Like I'm shooting at wrong angles. Oh crap. Okay, maybe we'll stick with this charge shot a bit more.
A brawl is surely brewing. And begin!
Oh, what the hell? Now I can't. I feel like I was screwed there because like the barrel's about to drop on my head. I can't stand up.
Here's a real high-class bout.
Not sure what I'm supposed to do when that happens. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with those. Like, am I supposed to do something with those bubbles, or just ignore them or dodge them? Because I never actually popped them. I'm assuming I can pop them. I'm not sure I can pop them. But I don't know if I were to pop them, would that be good or would that be bad for me? Oh crap. Was not expecting the cannonballs that early. Because I guess I'm underestimating how much damage I'm doing. Oh man, I was trying to figure out time jumping over that bubble, but did not get the right time.
Surely brewing. Here goes.
Oh man, insta shot me. That was a pretty close dodge there. Oh, come on. Nice. I bumped into that. I have to admit. That was now the bullshit hitbox. It legit hit me. Oh crap! I didn't see. Didn't see the cannonball. Screen's getting pretty cluttered with projectiles. Oh god, okay. Try to burst some of these bubbles. Nope. Can't burst them. Or at least a spread shot can't burst them. And I have no reason to believe that the spread shot is like special in that way. So they can't burst them at all. In which case they're just something to dodge. They're not like the fire bubbles from the dragon. Wow, that was lucky. Oh god. Oh man. Alright. Just gonna dodge. Oh man. It's such a weird pattern, that circular thing. I'm watching it and I'm like trying to figure out either the timing or like, okay, when do I go in? It's just so fear-inducing or something that I'm basically paralyzed because I can never see a good time to go in. Got lucky there. I might get unlucky here. Oh crap. I felt like I dashed, but
A brawl
which I
is
was
surely
expecting to be
brewing.
invulnerability frames, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. I couldn't. I got confused about what happened there. Oh man, that spawned further ahead than I expected. But okay, I think I'm starting to see the pattern for jumping over those bubbles.
A brawl is surely brewing. It's on.
Oh man, that was lucky actually. That was once again me trying to double jump, even though this game doesn't have double jump. It's just instinctively I want to double jump. And so I parried. Oh crap. Cannonball's starting already. Oh, I see what's happening. If I dash, that releases my charge shot. And so, like, I got confused because I thought that charge shot was me dashing through the air, but it's just my bullet doing the, Oh, we did it. Oh man. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it here. This is a good stopping point for the stream, I think. So, thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for the tips, the advice, charge shot, launcher. Not sure I would have gotten past those two bosses, the bee boss and the dragon boss without your help. So yeah, thank you for the help. I'll see you guys next time.